Okay, welcome to Unearthing of the Truth Youth Edition. And for today's topic, we have what are you listening to? Music and its influence on society. Okay, so we have Malia. Say hi, Malia. We have Stanley. We have Mayani. We have Danaya. Danaya. Sorry. And we have Jahari. Okay. All right. So I got the young people on today because I thought it was very important that we discuss this topic and we had this conversation with them because we can see what's going on with music in society right now and its effects. So we're going to start with Stanley. Stanley, tell us, what do you feel in regards to music and its influence on young people today?
See, I feel that music is like, can't listen to stuff with bad stuff in it because it influences like little ones like Mayani here, and it's like it messes up our society because people are doing bad things like killing one another, and that's not good.
So you think music is the cause for this? You think music is the reason why it's like this?
I mean, not completely, but it's part of the reason. We gotta fix things, steps.
So what do you guys hear in the music why are you saying this? Like, what about music is making you say what you're saying?
Because, in some music, they're talking about, like, very brutal stuff, like, very bad stuff.
Okay, Malia, do you have anything that you want to add on to that?
Not to anything, but
you gotta speak up so they can hear.
I feel like certain music is affecting teenagers' mindsets.
Okay.
Like to do different, like messing with girls and like stuff.
Have any of your friends been influenced by music? Danaya, have any of your friends, do you see, your friends being influenced by the music at all?
Really, I kind of do because people like the music people are saying now, like people are taking that into heart and they starting to do it and they're not really thinking before they do it. So,
okay. Jahari, what is your take on the whole music thing? How do you feel? And project so they can hear you, because we do have some viewers.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. What I feel about the industry of music today is that it influences a lot of people's actions and emotions today from kids. I think
you said emotions?
Yes, and emotions.
Come closer so we can hear you. Or project your voice.
Closer. Is that chair right there, or?
Can you please, John? We're trying to have a conversation.
Alright. Well, like I said, it influences their actions and their emotions. Like the music that they listen to today, mostly is about doing drugs or disrespecting women or just curse words to be exact. And most of the kids at my school just act that way now. Anytime they talk to a girl,
you gotta speak up. Anytime the kids.
Anytime a kid talks to a girl, they always think that it's just about playing her or something like that because the music they talk about inside of it, and also the actions.
Come closer, because you're when you turn your head away, it's projecting your voice that way. So we're trying to have a discussion where it's picked up on camera. So you either have to project or move forward.
Okay.
So you're saying that from your experiences, it has affected your friends' emotions and different things by telling them to you said because they have drug advertisements and things. Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure you're clear. Okay, well, I can tell you guys about, let me sit over here for a second. I can tell you guys about when I was growing up. I'm going to give you an example, right? That I played it for you guys before. There's this song called Doodle Brown. Now that song, when you play it, it has like a very hedonistic vibe to it. Like it'll make you, it's like a provocative beat. So when you hear it, even to today, it makes, like, anybody that puts that on a club, even to today, you'll have that same reaction. And it's because of what they're putting in the music. Because if you go on YouTube, they have these things called binaural beats. They have figured out that certain sound frequencies can cause certain people to react a certain way. And so let me sit on this because I want to see y'all when I talk to you. All right. So certain frequencies will react a certain way. So you know how when I put on those binaural beats and it's just sounds and like each one does something different. Like this one, it makes you feel relaxed, and this one will make you happy, and all those different sounds. Well, they use that in music, and it's not only in music. Cause give you an example. You ever listen to a song on the radio and you don't like the song, but then after a while you start, all the lyrics and all the song? It's part of programming. That's why they call it radio programming, because they are programming your minds. And you are right, and I'm glad y'all picked up on it, because when I was a kid, I didn't know that the music was, pushing us to do certain things. I really thought that we were in control, but you guys actually can see that the music does have an effect on the way. And then if you do look around, like when I was coming up, like in the 90s, it was more like everybody's all about being an individual. You couldn't copy anybody. Like they called that biting back in those things. Like everybody wanted to respect each other's individuality. And I like that you guys are like that. Y'all all individuals. All of you guys, y'all not like copycatters. Like y'all try to stand in your own, like this is who I am. You either accept it or reject it. I respect that about all of you. And I want y'all to keep doing that, because you have to realize that in this world, you're in competition with nobody but yourself. Remember that conversation we had this morning, Malia and Denaya, about sisterhood and about why women feel a certain way? What did you feel about that conversation? Like now that we talked about it, what can you share with others about that conversation? Because it does tie into kind of what we're talking about.
I can share how, as me personally, I never look up to it. Like I do look up to other people, but I like to follow my own steps. I don't like to be like a follower, but I like to be a leader. Mm-hmm. And I be trying to tell her that like we help each other out. Mm-hmm. So that's mostly it.
Okay, and that's good. You because as women, sisterhood and sister bonding is good. And when you learn that, like if you look at each and every person on this planet like an individual cell with individual functions, but when you all come together, it makes the whole work, then you won't have to worry about what she got on or thinking about what somebody thinks about you. You can stand and do what you need to do for you and make sure that your voice is being heard. You know what I'm trying to say? Don't allow anybody to silence your voice, because your voice is needed. If your voice wasn't needed, it would not be here. You know what I mean? So like, so being that music is the way it is, what do you think that could be done differently?
Oh, people, let's see, how can I say this? I don't really know how to put it in words.
What? So Jari, do you?
I would say listen to different vibration music, right? Because most of the music today, they're on that same low frequency. But if you start listening to higher frequency vibrations, then you're going to start being enlightened to do different things other than the low frequencies you are today.
Okay, that's a good idea. Like, you could turn off the radio. That's a big thing. Because, like, the radio, what they're promoting is not for your growth and development. We realized that over the years. So like you said, listen to higher vibrational music. And you can do that by going out and researching. There's other artists that are out there that make good quality music that you can jam to the same way you jam to your music right now. You know what I mean? And not be on that lower frequency vibe that they're on. Because like you said, that music is promoting lawlessness, like no respect of self. It's all about me, and that type of mentality. And we're trying to move away from that, and that's why I'm glad that you guys wanted to do the Unearthing the Truth Youth session, like this is gonna be y'all thing from forward. Like y'all can do this, on your own. You don't need me to do it. Y'all can do these, uploads and do your lives on own and upload it on YouTube, as you see. But this is very important that we have this dialogue. Why? Because it's not being had. So whatever conversations that you have, we want to be a part of it because we want to make sure that, when we're talking, we're on the same page. Because it's like, you guys are our future. That's the evolution of us. Like, so we want you to be better than us. We don't want you to be on the same level. We want you to supersede us, like take it to the next level. And in order for us to do that, we have to have you engaged in what we're doing now from the ground level. And then as you grow and as we all grow at the same time, and then you can branch off and do whatever, beyond that. But I'm glad that you guys decided to take the time to like have this discussion. And another thing I wanted to bring up is when we were talking about sisterhood this morning, right? And we were talking about who wants to chime in? Malia, tell us about what you learned about sisterhood today. Like everything we talked about, what can you take away from that conversation?
But like not to let people like just walk over you, choose like the right people to message, like and not everybody like doesn't have your back. Some people like when they have sometimes when they want to mess with you and then sometimes they just don't want to mess with you.
So what did you learn about the importance of bonding with your sisters? Like what do you value out of your relationship with Danaya? Like what do you gain from that experience?
Like she's like
Speak up so we can hear it.
Like she's not like everybody else. Like that's how England wants people like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like so it's like just being her thing.
So what qualities does she have that you admire?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I feel like Malia, she's like a sister and my best friend. We always bump heads, but we always seem to get back together. And like she said, yeah, we different from each other, but she like one of the bestest friends I ever had. Like we always connect. We always know what each other gonna say. We always making each other laugh. It's like that bond that's unbreakable. So
I have a friend like that. I do. But she's at a birthday party right now. But so that's good. You see those things? Now those qualities you can find in other women. But it's not going to be all women that you're going to be able to connect with. But the fact that you are, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Because you need those bonds. You need that sisterly love to know that there's a female that you have that can have your back and corner, that can understand you. And because men are different. Even though we're a lot alike, they're a lot different too. And so it's good to have somebody that is not going to kick your back in and, do all those negative things like you were experiencing in your other ciphers, you know what I mean? But as you love yourself, the people that you choose to be around you start reflecting that self-love. And you'll start cutting off energy that is not conducive to your growth and development. You know what I mean? And that's okay too. Not saying hate people. When you cut off people, it's not saying, oh, you better than them or anything. It's just saying that our vibrational energy is not meshing right now, so I'm going to have to move to this next level. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel any remorse about it, but at the same time, make sure that in your ciphers and everything, there's some level of peace. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to, like you said, if y'all go through things, y'all should be able to talk about it and come back, and when you don't have that energy, don't feel guilty about distancing yourself from it. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It happens in life. You know what I mean? Not everybody is meant to be on your journey because we all got separate paths in life. And that's why I was telling you about why it's important to be an individual, and my path, I can't tell you which direction to go. I can tell you what I did and what did and didn't work for me, but I can't ultimately tell you what is your best direction. Why? Because I'm an arm cell and you a thigh cell. You get what I'm trying to say? We got different functions. So I can't tell you. I can tell you all about how arm works and what it looks like, but I can't give you, direction on how to be a thigh cell. You get what I mean? And that's where you have to take time out to yourself and, and get alone. Sometimes it takes something like Zakiel likes to listen to music or tune out, go for a walk or whatever it does. Get that quiet space and have that quiet time for yourself every single day. When you make that time for yourself, you get clear answers. Because at the end of the day, if you follow your heart, what's really in your heart, that's always the right answer. And I'm not talking about your mind and you thinking it's your heart. I mean, with your heart, because heart speaks in love. You know what I'm saying? So if it's motivating you to do things in love, then you know that that's good. You know what I'm saying? But if it's motivating you to be something other than yourself, or you got to always look at your repercussions. If I do this today, what's going to happen tomorrow? If you look at life like that and don't live into, what's going to happen. Enjoy the now, enjoy the moment of now, but also reflect on the choices you make. Because those choices that you make, they follow you for years sometimes. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes for the rest of your life. Like if you make a choice and you decide and you get pregnant, you know what I mean? That child is going to carry you for the rest of your life. So you got to make sure. And then it's also about energy swapping with people. You got to be careful of who you spend your time and energy with. So let me see. All right, but yeah, I just wanted to do this broadcast because they wanted to see. They wanted to start an Unearthing the Truth Youth Edition. And so this is their first program and their first broadcast. And they're going to have other topics that, like they chose this one, they will have topics that pertain to them. And you will see it from time to time. I will try, I'm trying to get a schedule with them so it could be a consistent date and time. But I have to converge with their parents on that notion. But this is the Unearthing of Truth first episode of the Youth Edition. So there'll be many more after this. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the love. We appreciate it. And you guys have a great day.